Hey everybody, it's Nathan here, and you're looking at my soon-to-be revealed home studio here. I am going to begin at some point a weekly video series, but I'm not officially launching it right now. You know why? Because I don't have everything just completely perfect the way that I would like it. However, here's what I did just do. I just recorded a pre-launch podcast episode, and I was talking about the very same topic that some of you caught me on earlier this week from my gazebo at night, and I was talking about a very provocative topic, and I got some really great feedback on it. I wanted to encapsulate what I just talked about there, and I'm going to do that right now in this little video interview. I was talking about downsizing, Delaware's downsizing, and no matter where in the world you live and wherever in the world you are watching this from, chances are your government and your cities and your companies are downsizing as well. Here in Delaware, we've been very, very corporate dependent, I suppose, is one way. We've been very much identified with our large corporations, and they have been progressively more and more dismantled or decentralized in the last few years. So it's like, what the heck do we do when Delaware is downsizing or wherever you live is downsizing? Well, I'm being a little provocative here, but I believe Delaware's downsizing is not just the best opportunity and the best thing that's happened to us in our generation. I think it's the best thing that's happened to us really in many, many generations. And the reason actually have three reasons why, and I'd love to share those with you. Number one reason why this is the best opportunity in many, many generations is because it has forced us to make a decision. It's forcing us to it's forcing us to choose either to snooze and cruise, or it's forcing us to choose to grow. And that's the choice that so many of us in our LeadMax events at the Wilmington Public Library that we do in the second Thursday of the month, it's in the afternoon, we have been choosing not to snooze or to cruise or to lose. We've been choosing to grow. And it's just great because when we choose to grow, we decide to step up and create a better cause and to be on the proactive side of what's happening to the world and in the world. Instead of things happening to us, things can start happening through us when we choose to step up and make a difference. The second reason why Delaware's downsizing is the best opportunity in many generations is because it gives us the opportunity to become resilient by reframing. That's right. When we reframe opportunities, when we reframe disasters into problems, or problems into challenges, or reframe those challenges into the best opportunity ever, which is what I'm doing, we learn how to reframe. And this isn't denial. This isn't some kind of, some kind of little nut shuffling game. This isn't some kind of mind over matter. No, this is taking control of our minds and reframing things in an empowering way. We don't want to be dependent on the church. We don't want to be dependent on the state. We don't want to be dependent on corporations. Instead, we want to add value to the church. We want to add value to the state, and we want to add value to other corporations. And that's what happens when we start choosing growth, when we start reframing the opportunities before us, and then when we do the third thing, which is to take the stigma out of failure. You know what? There's a whole bunch of co-working facilities here in Wilmington, Delaware, up the road in Philadelphia. A lot of co-working spaces, and even with the official powers that be, even the government officials and the people in the city, the officials and even corporate heads, they're realizing that the future is really in the small business, in the startup businesses. And you know what? You don't get when you don't fail forward. You don't get any new businesses. You know what you get when we step out and shed the old mindset that many of us learned in school, where we have to beat out all the other people by getting perfect scores in our tests. When we realize that it's time to grow up and start failing forward again instead of being recovering perfectionists like me here. When we start growing into growth and start failing forward, then we can test out theories and systems and hypotheses in the business world and start adding value to America and the world once again. And that, my friend, are 3 reasons why it's so important to reframe Delaware's downsizing in a positive light, because it's a real positive opportunity. I tell you, I've seen a lot of friends of mine who've started businesses and they're growing and they're beyond wherever career track they would have been in. And it's because they've chosen to grow, to reframe, and to fail forward. I hope you join me at a future LeadMax event at Wilmington Public Library or wherever it's currently being held. You can learn more at leadmax.me, leadmax.me.